dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good evening, I'm Amelia Lee. This weekend marks the 2-year anniversary of the July flood that devastated parts of Eastern Kentucky. 45 people died during this disaster. Other lives were forever changed as buildings, homes, and businesses were damaged or destroyed. WYMT's RJ Johnson shares how church members from counties away are continuing to help with relief 2 years later in Letcher County.
But believing in this place that God has a future. Things are not over, things are not done. God cares about this place.
A group of volunteers from Parkway Ministries in Corbin is continuing to give back to a project they are calling Operation Letcher County Recovery.
And we made a long-term deal out of it. We realized pretty quick that it wasn't going to be anything taken care of quickly.
Pastor Mark Heisel says helping feed the community can go a long way.
You know, it's not rocket science, it's not super complicated. A lot of it is just as simple as saying we care.
Gary Conley says every couple of months they come to the county to serve people in the communities that have gone through a lot.
We've heard so many stories, stories of disaster, but stories of survival. A lot of people came through with nothing and they've pulled themselves up, or neighbors helped each other. Neighbors from outside the flood zone came in and helped. And
with the 2-year anniversary of devastating flooding on Sunday, he says they are celebrating the resilience of flood survivors.
2 years of survival, you've accomplished something. If you've made it for 2 years since the flood and you're still hanging in here, you've accomplished something, and you deserve the accolades.
Saying the people of Letcher County are strong.
When we first started coming over here, half the people were wearing a t-shirt that said Letcher County strong, come hell or high water. And that kind of explains the attitude of the people here. They don't give up. They get knocked down, but they get back up. They're the most resilient people I think I've ever seen.
They say they are not going anywhere and will continue to serve the community. In Fleming Neon, RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
Heisel says they have also helped repair driveways, ramps, and other parts of people's homes since the flood. Governor Andy Beshear visited the region yesterday to recognize the 2-year anniversary. His last stop was in Breathitt County, where he spoke about the difficulty in finding suitable high ground. But Beshear announced $6 million will be going to the city of Jackson to build around 20 new homes along Highway 30 West. Jackson Mayor Laura Thomas says she is happy that the governor has worked to continue to help Breathitt County.
Well, that meant a lot today when the governor said that, number one, they're not going to forget us. They're not going to forget about Breathitt County. Breathitt County was one of the most impacted counties in both 21 and 22, so we qualify for assistance, the federal funds in both of those years. So we know we've got to build housing, and it was good to hear him say he recognizes that each county is a little different.
Both Beshear and Jackson hope that this new housing will help to bring people back to Breathitt County and Eastern Kentucky. Beshear and Team Kentucky came to Perry County as well on their trip, where they celebrated the progress of road construction on Skyview Lane. The road will help contractors to safely access the Skyview High Ground community. Governor Beshear says the 100 homes being built are a symbol of new beginnings for Eastern Kentucky. Perry County Judge Executive Scott Alexander says he is excited for the build.
You know, we've had unbelievable partnerships from our community to what they've done and how they've been patient, to our federal partners, to our state partners, and especially to our Governor Andy Beshear. You know, they've all worked together to make this happen. It's not been no I, it's been a true team.
Construction is expected to start in late 2024. Governor Beshear says the Team Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Fund raised over $13 million for recovery efforts and funeral expenses. Organizers with the Perry County Public Library have been working to preserve photos of the historic flood. Today, the library is holding its Remembrance Day event along with the Flood Photo Roundup. Until 6:30 tonight, library staff are encouraging folks to come out and remember the flood, as well as the lives lost. There will be photos from 2 years ago and a time to share stories. Special guest Chris Hall, 606 Storm Chasing, will give a speech about his work after the flood. A candlelight vigil will be held as well to think about the times before and all that is to come.
Goodbye below average temperatures and hello hotter and clear days, at least for today. Looking at our Buffalo Mountain cam, it is clear outside right now. Not too bad, and it's the same thing over at the London Corbin Airport, sitting at 84 degrees right now. Looking at current temperatures, we have a few high 80s, 88 in Somerset and 86 in Monticello, 87 in Prestonsburg, but everywhere else sitting around those mid 80s. We do have the chance of some excessive rainfall going into the next couple days. We want you to download this WYMT First Alert weather app for the latest information, especially as this rainfall comes. And looking at what I'm going to talk about in your First Alert forecast, we're going to talk about those roller coaster temperatures, some more widespread rainfall chances, and your weekend forecast. Amelia?
All right, thank you, Drake. In Laurel County, 2 people from Ohio were arrested after an apparent road rage incident. Police say 26-year-old Jacob Harness assaulted a truck driver while his father, 53-year-old James Harness, fired multiple shots. It happened on Adams Road, that's 10 miles south of London, yesterday evening. Both were arrested and charged. The truck driver was not seriously injured. The start of the school year is just around the corner, and several communities are having events to make sure students can put their best foot forward. WYMT's Caroline Mueller once went to the Summer Kids Fest in Pikeville.
With the help of community donations, the East Kentucky Dream Center and Ohio Valley Physicians Health partnered to bring kids the supplies they need once they're back in the classroom, all for free.
We got supplies donated, backpacks donated, all kinds of stuff for kids, personal hygiene products, notebooks, crayons, pencils, you name it, we've gave it out today.
Vicki Hall Lacey with OVP Health says they were able to serve more than 1,500 people.
The most important part is just seeing these kids get the stuff that they need and get excited for it. It's all about the kids.
Brenda Kendrick, a volunteer with Dream Center, says need in the area is great.
As you know, times are hard, and they're hard for everybody. And these parents need clothing for their children to start back to school in.
As a single mother of 5, Laura Hamilton says this event means a lot.
We do have it hard, you know, whether we work or whether we don't work and we're at home with our kids, regardless of either way, you know, mothers, we struggle, you know, so it's a lot of help, even if it's just, you know, a simple thing as deodorant.
She says it's one less thing for her and other parents to have to worry about.
I just think it shows, you know, that, you know, as a community, we all can pull together and help each other, you know, in a time of need, or, you know, I just think it's good to have a community do something like that.
Families were also given lunch and gift certificates to restaurants and activities. In Pikeville, Caroline Mueller, WYMT Mountain News.
The organizers say they will continue to hold this event each year. In 2011, the YMCA of Central Kentucky partnered with local back-to-school rallies to help kids be ready to start the school year right. Now, 13 years later, the event is still going strong. Families packed the Douglas Park location where the event was hosted. Informational booths and activities for all ages were set up so that folks could enjoy and celebrate the start of back-to-school season.
I think it's important for kids to be excited about school because I think education is the key to success.
It's just an awesome experience to be able to see some of the smiles on their faces as they get a brand new backpack filled with school supplies.
The National Retail Federation predicts total back-to-school spending will reach nearly $39 billion for the United States this year, but the YMCA only spends $20 to purchase and fill a backpack. That's thanks to sponsors and community support. Each family will walk away with a brand new supply to start the school year right.